I'm saying.
We're going into deep waters here. I think we gotta dig into this fucking thing here. Talk to me, Mister. What you gotta say?
Just into. Are we gonna dig into this fucking thing? Or are we gonna miss what you got to say? Because we can't dig into this thing and then scoop out what you gotta say out of it.
I was gonna dig into it a little bit, and I went a little
scoop. Why are we digging things out of people?
I got you right now. Talk about Twitter and our fan base right now, because we was lit all week as usual. You know, the Twitter game's on point. Baby. Woo! We doing big things, baby. So you know, we get the hate, we get the love,
10K all day,
and we also get the insightful tweets. So let's talk about a specific tweet here. Shout outs to @1 Mrs. Roman Reigns. She tweeted us something that we're gonna talk about right now. Tweet goes, something to discuss on your next podcast. Don't you think it's weird that WWE getting rid of their top talent, but are keeping the ones that the fans forgot still were there? And do you think this is all well because Vince is gonna sell the company soon, or what?
What a loaded question. So I think we tackle it one by one, right? And we talk about why do you think, or do you think it's funny or weird that WWE is getting rid of like these top guys and keeping around some other guys, right? Because when you look at, and gals, when you look at the rosters, right, the WWE rosters, man, they gutted this roster. Who is left, right? You got guys like, I mean, I never want to say like I want to see this particular person lose his job, right? But at the same time, like, you're gonna cut a guy like Aleister Black, you're gonna cut a worker like Ruby Riott, you're gonna cut like this talent that you've been cutting the last 2 or 3 rounds. Like, I get trimming the fat, but some of these people, like Tom Phillips, is a cut that does not make sense to me.
Yo,
on like six different levels, and that happened back a little bit, but. He was a guy that came in, did everything he was asked to do, did it well, in my opinion. I thought Tom Phillips was the future of that broadcast booth.
Yeah.
And then you go cutting it. And then you cut a guy like Aleister Black, right, in the middle of a little run. And then you do all these little things. All right?
Thanks.
What is the plan? What are you doing? You clearly, like, you're not making decisions based on TV quality. You're not making decisions based on popularity, more or less. You're not making decisions based off of like personality or like, controversiality, right? There's guys like Jason Riker who have been known to like say, racist shit. They bring back guys like Hogan all the time. They don't care about their morals and shit. You know what I mean? So.
Shout out to Mike the Ref too. When you're done, I want to get into that.
Nah, go ahead. But
don't forget Lars Sullivan. Shit.
I mean, Lars Sullivan got cut eventually.
Eventually, after he got resigned.
But he needed to get cut though.
Also, you look at like the women's tag team division. What is that? What did they just do? They cut Lana. Like, they cut Ruby. What the fuck? Like, you just killed 2 teams.
Crazy.
They killed that team when they cut Sarah, to be honest.
Yo, they can't even fucking fill a Royal Rumble right now.
Yo,
yes,
they can't fill a SmackDown.
Yes, they can. You pull up Mick Foley with each of the participants. Everyone comes in 3 different times.
Santina,
at least twice.
Max Caster is gonna come out as Bobby Lashley's sister.
There you
it's
go.
Gonna be like everybody's coming out, bro.
There you go.
Shout out to Chat. Chat's going crazy right now. So
Alexa
out to bring point. Lana went through those tables for nothing. Okay, I hear that, but that was spiteful. That wasn't really for nothing. They was getting their way. They knew she was getting cut ahead of time. Mike the Ref. Shout out to Mike the Ref. Thanks for joining the stream today, brother. Coincidence that they fired Tom Phillips the same day that they announced Jimmy Smith as Raw commentator, and he makes a crazy point here. Strowman is getting Lesnar money. Lesnar money deal right now for doing what? So he thinks it makes sense to get rid of Braun Strowman. I'm not too mad. I'm gonna be honest.
Whoa. He's getting Lesnar money, but he's not working Lesnar's schedule.
Yeah, he's working every week.
He was working every week.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. That's fair. But yo, like, let's not act like this is a terrible thing either. Let's recognize some truths. Was Brock being utilized the right? I mean, fucking Braun being utilized the right way at the WWE? Was he being booked where he needed to be booked?
We peaked that about every other wrestler on the roster. Was X person booked the way they should have been booked?
It's a coincidence to
That's
reality.
the problem. That's the problem. You can say about Aleister Black, you can say that about Bronson, you can say that about Murphy.
Yep.
Ruby Riott.
Ruby Riott.
Look at the way Tom Phillips was booked.
Yo, it's crazy.
He was booked bad.
It's crazy.
We look at it, and then the rumored cuts, right? The people that are maybe possibly gonna get cut, man. I hope they don't get cut. If they get cut, this shit is stupid, right? Keith Lee, talk about how you get booked. Mia Yim, right? What was her name? Reckless? What was her name? Reckoning. Speaking of Ricochet, Pop. Ricochet. Just kill the Riot Squad. Kill Morgan, right?
Otis, the final blow. Liv gotta be on edge right now. I feel bad for Liv. She gotta be on edge probably. She probably thinking like.
Look at those people and tell me any one of them that got booked the way they should have been booked. Maybe Santana Garrett. How many times you saw on the main roster? Exactly, that's my point. So, like
Justice,
everybody there. So that's the problem. How do we look? How do we watch Raw? How do we watch SmackDown when any sort of give a fuck if you don't give a fuck? Oh, Aleister Black, yo, this is your big return. Bow. I love the contact, man. Yo, I'm going to cut him tomorrow, so no le digan nada. Right? Yo, Brian, yo, go have this killer match at Backlash WrestleMania, WrestleMania.com/WrestleMania. Bam, yo, we'll cut his ass in 2 weeks. Yo, like, what are you doing? Yo, what are you doing?
And that brings it back to that question I always ask with these fucking random ass cuts. Who did they end up fucking? Who did they fuck? Who did they touch? Who did they piss off?
To that point, JP, Mike the Ref brings up another one. My thinking on why the cuts, NBC saw the books of WWE and said, what the fuck? Sort of like Time Warner looked at WCW books.
If that's
hold up. But Time Warner owned WCW. They can look at the books of WCW. NBC, while being the major distributor, would not have rights to look at the numbers of the E. The only numbers they would get to look at would be the financial statements let out quarterly.
But isn't that something they can at least request to like?
If I'm the CFO of WWE and one of my people or one of my distributors asks me for my books, I'm gonna wave a finger at them. And it's not going to be the thumb or the
things. Okay.
Does that even make sense? Why would NBC even give a fuck? The point is to get eyeballs, and Raw is still
unless
the
they try
top
to buy
show on Monday night, unless there's a sport.
Ooh, right? Unless they're trying to buy
unless they're trying to buy them.
Yo, but Vince is not gonna. We're gonna talk about that too. Fuck. All right. Vince is not gonna sell the company, bro. Vince is not gonna sell the company.
Yo,
that's not.
This is something that's come up years ago.
Or
this is not a new report. This is like that UFO shit that they were talking about.
Or
Obama was like, "Yo, there's some UFOs flying in the fucking sky that nobody wants to ignore."
The reports coming out.
That shit we're still trying to ignore. Yeah, WWE is still trying to sell the company, bro.
Or
it's the same thing.
Or y'all can't happen to the fucking swinging up. Holy shit. Or this is all part of the plan. What if Vince is really done, yo? What if Vince is like, yo, I'm getting too old for this shit. He's pulling a Danny Glover. And
I have a shitload of questions after that.
But the fucked up part about it is
I want to talk about that.
Cash out. I'm gonna cash out instead of just leaving this for the family to moving forward.
Why?
Yes, JP.
That's what that's telling me.
Why? Why would Vince do that?
Because it's a sinking fucking shit.
Yo, egomaniacs.
No,
don't have any fucking reasoning for that.
No, exactly. No, they do. Egomaniacs do it for themselves, their legacy, what they believe kind of gods they are. Vince sees himself as a wrestling god. Don't fucking forget that, yes, he is a businessman. Absolutely. But above all else, he is a god. And if in wrestling, if you want to be a god in wrestling, you have to keep the shrine and throne you sit on. You can't sell that shit. You can't. And you know what? Your family keeps it. And if that shit crumbles after you're gone, you'll be known as the greatest and the best that did it.
Either way,
we fuck it.
But this allows your family to the legacy, the power to continue, man. Right? And not for nothing. It's something that the universe, right? The wrestling fans are waiting for. and are excited about, because we've seen where Steph and Triple H can take this company. We've seen clips of it.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't know if I'm excited.
And
I don't know if I'm
promise.
excited. Old school. You said something years ago about WWE, Vince McMahon specifically being that spiteful. That spiteful. That he will die.
Hold on.
Finish it.
I remember this conversation.
I'm gonna fuck it up, but talk to me.
So Paul Heyman actually theorized that Vince, being a very old school man, he not only wants to keep it in the family, he wants to keep it in the McMahon family, right? It came to him from his father, from his father's father. So while Shane has not taken a real stake in the company, actually I think he sold all his shares. He does have 2 boys. Or actually 3 boys, I think now. So Paul said he doesn't think it's out of the realm of possibility for Vince McMahon to hold on long enough. I'm going to say Declan is the oldest, Declan McMahon, to be able to grab the reins.
This grandkids, not even Triple H, not even Shane, not even Stephanie.
His mama lived to like 100. So
bro,
I'm just saying.
That spiteful right now.
Vince is the kind of guy that works every day.
Yeah. He's the type of guy that's gonna get sick when he doesn't.
The show the day of. Does that look like someone that's gonna burn his kingdom to the ground? Does that look like someone that's gonna end it all?
Yeah.
No.
If it's like Mike the Wrestler in the chat.
But it's not. It's not. Because Vince is not gonna let that go. You don't build this shit. His dad left it to him. They named the Capitol Wrestling Center after Capitol Wrestling. His dad's joint. So why would they, Vince would not do that. He just honored his family by doing that. He's not selling. And not only is he not selling, it cannot be wrestled away from him. Vincent Kennedy McMahon owns 38%, according to Brandon Thurston on Twitter, who is like a wrestle economics genius. All right. He did a deep dive. He checked it out. Vincent Kennedy McMahon owns 38% of the shares. All right. Okay. No doubt. All right. But he owns 81% of the voting units. You know what that means? Fuck you.
Shit.
So this comes into my wheelhouse a little bit.
Talk about
it. So Vince has always been a hustler, right? When he put the IPO out for the WWE, he gave people voting rights. He said, "Yeah, you guys can get a piece of the action. We'll make you feel like it's Amway, right? Yeah. You're owners of your own destiny." Well, what he did was he created a Class A and a Class B. So this Class B, that's for the family.
B is for the family.
That's for the family.
Okay.
Class B has 10 times the voting right of a normal Class A stock. That's what Vince kept for the family. So you can get all the shares you want. You're still not going to have the power of the McMahons.
So what kind of power does the voting have? What kind of power specifically?
They could oust. They could theoretically oust him, right? Kick him off the board, right?
Can't.
Make him lose control. But no, he's saying like, what kind of power would they have, right? Yeah. Well, if they had the power, they could be like, "Yo, Kennedy, Vincent Kennedy McMahon, you're not making these decisions no more. Get the fuck out of here. Let's turn, right the shit."
Yeah, that's never gonna happen.
Or sell. Well, we're gonna sell the company.
No, not Bill Gates. Who the fuck am I thinking about?
Jeff Bezos?
No, didn't that happen
Bezos,
the creator of Apple?
Oh, Steve Jobs. He got thrown out.
He got thrown out.
He
did not have
his own shit that he created. Out of some shit he created.
He didn't read the fine print.
Let's talk sale for 2 seconds. Just 2 seconds.
No.
What does that look like if they were to sell?
Like nothing, because it's not gonna happen.
But like, if they sell, that means Vince is not calling the shots no more. Can he sell and still call the shots?
It could be like New Japan, right? Like New Japan is currently owned by Bushi Road, I want to say is the name of the company. They bought it from Antonio Inoki. And this was Inoki's baby. He started it. I don't say it was like 72.
Something about right.
As soon as they bought it from him, he dipped. They're like, all right, thanks for all your work.
And he's not been a part since. He hasn't been part of it since.
He started his own company that lasted a cup of coffee.
So
but hold on. Conversely,
I don't see you saying goodbye to Vince.
Conversely, he could do a Dana White, right? Dana White sold his rights to UFC, but he maintained his presidency, blah blah. He also made like $1 bajillion in that. So.
Yeah. Okay.
But so there's a possibility to do it the other way. Either way, not gonna happen. That's not even real. You drive the value of a company by making it look like you're gonna sell. People want to buy that shit. They are a content powerhouse. All right, that gives them leverage for their next contract because they're not gonna sell. They're just gonna sell rights to their current product. So you're never gonna have a piece of that. Never gonna have a piece of that. Nobody. NBC's not gonna offer enough money to
piece of my Kit Kat bar.
So that lures the next question here, fellas. What now? What now?
Well, I got a question before your question. So if it isn't about selling, it's about driving up the appeal and the value of the product. Then why the cuts? Then explain the cuts.
You got at this point. If they're trying to leverage for something more, you do the budget cuts to narrow the margin, right? Narrow the overhead, right? You want your profits to look a certain way against your expenditures. So you keep your expenditures low. He cut some bigger contracts. All right, Braun Strowman got that $3 million contract. And guess what? Something that's a real possibility that nobody likes to talk about, but Thea Trinidad is coming back, right? So that means anybody can come back. I just got to cut you when we do our evaluation. We could do this fucking evaluation, and in 2, 3 months, 6 months, 5 months, 10 months, I could sign whoever the fuck I want because I'm Vincent Kennedy McMahon and I do whatever the fuck I want. I got 81%, bitch.
So if that is the case, then what that tells you is this is specifically about driving up the value because now with seeing all these cuts and the narrative of they're trying to sell being out and our value being potentially posted about what that looks like, does this have people calling? Does this have people driving up the value? Is that what we're doing?
Yeah. And that only buys them leverage.
And you know what? That's fucked up. That's playing Puppet Master, bro. You're fucking with people's lives. This is people's livelihood right here.
It's true.
These people's dreams.
Danny makes a great point.
Lives for this.
That shit don't mean nothing. It's a business. It's a business. You're signed today. You're cut tomorrow. You're signed again. You don't know. That shit is cutthroat. How many people got fucked?
Without a union, they contracted. That's it.
Right. Danny goes on to say that he's done with WWE. He's like, for that, I'm gonna just keep watching AEW, right? Because they keep counting all these talents.
Danny was done when the fucking Arcade Bro came out. How about that?
Yeah, that's true too. He didn't like Arcade Bro. But I remember Mischief saying something along those lines as to where, are we just supposed to be watch AEW now or something like that? Or because like,
I'm just tired. I'm tired, guys. Do we really have to talk about WWE anymore and Raw anymore?
Right? Who's watching?
Garbage.
Yo,
the all-time low this past Monday. Kofi, a rematch between Kofi and Drew McIntyre that they did the first time as a no finish because they marketed it wrong, and then they wanted another week to fucking promote it.
So wait. So first and foremost, let's fucking acknowledge the fact that this is always great for AEW. Everything that's happening is also great for AEW because this also has people saying, "What the fuck else is there out there?" I'm getting frustrated with this situation. What else can I see? There's only people, and also potentially talents. So why don't we talk about that? Where do we have these individuals that just got cut? Where do we have them booked? Where do we see them going? What would be more beneficial? A lot of people out here saying, "Oh, AEW picks up WWE's trash." Mischief, you said that shit ain't trash. What are you talking about trash?
We're gonna talk about the. I was waiting until y'all shut the fuck up, but now we're doing it. All right. So talk about being tired. I'm sick and tired of the internet, bro. I'm tired of Twitter. Tired. Y'all bitch about everything. There's nothing good that can happen. Now cuts are never a good thing. 6 weeks ago, nobody gave a fuck about Santana Garrett, right? But here we are, whining and complaining about Santana Garrett getting cut. Right? Damn. Tom
Twitter.
Phillips. We hadn't talked about Tom Phillips in weeks, but he got cut, and all of a sudden, wham. Yo, I'm tired of that take. No one cared about them until they got released. Yo, the fact of the matter is that when you cut in someone's paycheck, dog, you're Xing out that dream that they had, that future that they had, the thing that they were trying to get. For what? All right. The fact of the matter is that Twitter people were not following these people because they were not booked correctly.
Yeah, man.
All right. Dr. Seuss had to write the Cat in the Hat a certain kind of way to get the cat and the hat over.
That's true.
And had he
because
done his shit job,
times.
you wouldn't have given a damn about the hat, the cat, the thing one, the thing two. So it's all about how they're booked. I'm tired of y'all talking about, oh, no one cared. You didn't make me care. It's a shame because of their talent. It's a shame because of their skill set. It's a shame because of the things they bring to the table, not because of what WWE did. So stop talking about that. Tired of take. Go ahead.
And that's why it's a blessing, bro. That's why at some point you have to consider that it's a blessing in disguise. Because when we're here talking about these individuals not being booked the correct way, what have we already seen about the talents that have been cut prior to this? Because this has already been happening for time now. I feel like it's almost every month we come back in here and talking about people getting cut. And look at what they're doing now in other companies. This is an opportunity to rediscover yourself. Look at Deanna Purrazzo right now, leading the women's division in Impact. That shit is powerful. You know what I'm saying? Like, so Impact is a platform that we don't have to talk about that a lot of this talent that just got released would fucking shine at. I'll get into that when we get to it. But it's a blessing in disguise, guys. Because instead of sitting in catering, collecting this paycheck, fucking mooning over monotony and becoming complacent, now they have an opportunity to get hungry again. They have an opportunity to search. They have an opportunity to go to a company like AEW, like Impact, like NWA, like MLW, and JPW to do shit the way they want to do it. And remember, whenever you are a WWE talent, you will for always be a WWE talent. So right now, no matter what, when they're getting booked, former WWE superstar, like that's part of their shit.
For the rest,
in the wrestling world, they're a legend. In the wrestling world, C minus, sure, but because they were at once in the E. That's just facts.
Right. Yep.
Yo, tired take number 2. Not everyone has to go to AEW. Not everybody wants to go to AEW. Yo, shut up, yo.
Can I start it? Because I know you go. Are you gonna go off? First of all, my man, así viene sandwich, okay? You're not gonna go. You're not gonna be working for fucking the NBA or the top company in what the division or field it is that you're working in. Get fired or get cut and get to McDonald's, my man. You're not gonna try to get let me check out McDonald's, see what McDonald's offering and shit. You're gonna at least exercise each and every option possible to you. And what is the next best thing other than New Japan? I guess check-wise, right? Old school, if I'm mistaken.
You'd be right. It'd probably between those two.
Other than NJPW, I think AEW is probably the next possible or best place for you to go for your wallet. No?
Why wouldn't I go to AEW?
And some would say the best avenue to get the most exposure. How do you think?
Exposure, right? TV time. They're gonna have Rampage. There's gonna be more TV. They're gonna have they got their YouTube shit.
It's not gonna be in Thunder colors.
And not only that,
shooting the Ish alum Al Snow put it to us that your time on TV, right? That's the time you advertise yourself. You create yourself as a brand. So where you can get the most eyes, that's AEW, right? We're not trying to mince words.
Yo,
who's gonna get the most eyes?
Yeah.
Yo, how many people watch ROH? You know, how many people? Comparably, how many people watch Impact? There's nobody in the arenas. Impact's dope. Best women's division in wrestling.
Yo, give it up for Impact's consistency. The consistency. Yeah,
listen.
The same amount of fans pre and post pandemic.
Impact's gonna be one of those places. For me, that's. I at least put Impact as number 3.
Impact is always number 3.
Yeah.
Because yo, it's still like this is Impact would be an excellent place for a couple of these talent to become that it person in a kind of pseudo repackaging. To get that extra elevation in their name and in their pedigree, to then go somewhere like AEW when they're fucking on fire, because they're getting to that point where they're on fire. They just came off probably one of the hottest pay-per-views they've had in a long ass time, and of course it's because the fans are back, right? That's been the fucking missing element. That's the magic right there. That's what you put two shots together. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's not a terrible thing to want to go to Impact, right? It's not a terrible thing. But for me,
I'll take it one step further.
Shine Impact is Ruby Riott. Yes. Ruby Riott and Impact going up against somebody like Deonna Purrazzo, that shit would be fire. Fire. Jordan Grace.
I think Ruby could solidify Impact's role as the leader in women's wrestling. I think she would be a great asset for AEW as a veteran. I really don't have that many veteran women as AEW.
Do you feel that her going to AEW should be shot all the way up?
I feel if she's not shot all, she's at the very least like the Christian over there.
Okay.
Like she's the one that's going to become your your crucible or your measuring stick.
Yeah. Okay.
How about any
kind
of these
like
talents?
They used on the Rosa, right? Kind of like they used on the Rosa, right?
Right. Exactly.
Okay. You know, something we haven't talked about. MLW doesn't get the respect it deserves. Nah. Just in syndication. I forgot what channel they're going on.
They're on Vice.
Vice. Thank you.
Vice. They're on Vice now?
Which is dope.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hey. Dope.
Yeah.
And it works for MLW too.
I think that's a beautiful fit. I think there's a lot of synergy in that. You know
who I'd love to see go to MLW? And it's a weird take because everyone thinks AEW is the obvious choice. Lana.
Ooh. MLW?
Because Selena De La Renta has left, and there's this vacuum, right, where you could have like a female personality who could be a manager, potentially a wrestler, right?
That's fair.
And I think it would allow Lana to grow. AEW, she's just going to be Miro's gal, right?
That's true. So it depends on what direction she wants to go in.
Right.
Right?
Yo, that's a big loss for MLW, man. The loss of Selena. She was big out there.
It's gonna be interesting to see what she does next, man. She's gonna do something.
Entire class.
But let's not dismiss though. If you listen to our interview with Selena La Renta, because she is a shooting the alum, she mentioned she has other aspirations and passions. Like, don't be surprised if you see her coming out in a movie or a TV show at some point. You know what I mean?
Yo, facts.
She's a talented woman. So that's a foreign. All
right, let me hit my third tire take real quick. Yo, I'm tired. I'm tired of AEW picks up WWE's trash. Rah. Didn't we just say, you dumb piece of shit, that if you're gonna go from number one, you want to land on number two? Right? AEW opens this avenue where you can be exactly the character you want to be, with the amount of backing and resources and support, creatively, emotionally, spiritually, right? They got a Jungle Boy, they got an alien, they got all sorts of shit. Bro, dinosaurs, yo, they got it. Like, if you want to be a puppy, bro, yo, go be yourself a puppy, dog.
I mean, yo, Sammy Guevara came out with a panda helmet. You know what I mean? For a little bit out there.
Yo, if you
want to be, bro.
Like, you could be whoever the fuck you want to be in AEW. Why would you not go to AEW?
AEW's like the Toys R Us for wrestlers.
Yo, for real. AEW is doing a tremendous job. And this is one thing that they do that I love above all else. And JP, I'll give it to you real quick.
No, it's just about that.
The one thing that is booking, right? And I said this shit before, and that's why I was going to spin off, right? Because I trust their booking. You go to AEW to be trusted to do what you think is the best for the program, the best for your character, the best for the show. Sting, stay in your lane. They'll teach you to stay in your lane. They'll tell you how to stay in your lane. Nobody's doing too much unless you're Matt Hardy, you're hitting the concrete. But that's just another story for another day, right? Things will be learned. But AEW picks up WWE talent, and what does it do with it? That's the question. That's the question, except if you're Brian Cage. But that's the question. What do you want to do with it? All right? You want to be Christian Cage and outwork everybody? You want to be Sting, the 62-year-old legend? We're gonna
do something else.
We're gonna use you to help elevate a rising star and drag up guys like Team Taz, right? Help drag up, right, are the people around you. You're dragging up young talent. You're giving a name to Ethan Page, who, in my opinion, was one of the young studs, bro. I love Ethan Page. Scorpio Sky already a big name, but
there's a big match. There's a big match for Ethan Page. Yes. A lot of eyes in this match.
A lot of eyes. Of course, Ethan Page, rising star, no doubt. But Sting, the icon.
Selfies, Ethan Page.
Come on, you're using Christian Cage. You're using these Moxley. Moxley is now in the tag division briefly,
which is awesome.
Right? Who are they bringing up? Kingston. Right, who really didn't need anything, right? Young Bucks are doing their thing.
That ovation that Kingston got, the ovation he's deserved for his fucking career, bro. Like
that was so awaited. That was so so many years in the making.
You could tell how souped he fucking was. You know what I mean? Oh, like man. That was his moment. That was like fuck. And on top of that, it being the first pay-per-view back with full of fans, like that energy must have been ridiculous. Cause like I mentioned, let's not mention it, man. I was at the Knicks playoff game. I say it's sad now because they lost, but the energy.
Don't be sad. Hold on, the Knicks best season that you could have expected.
Of course,
not the best.
I know we were playing free money, bro. It was all good.
Yeah, listen, Rocky lost that first.
We'll come back next year.
He did. We're gonna get comeback better than ever. I'm happy. It's a great thing.
Gonna get comeback player of the team.
It just happened. The bandit just came off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I need to brood for a little bit.
All right. Go ahead. Sit on that. But don't feel like AEW just picks up WWE's trash, because WWE's trash happens when you get Future Endeavor and you get your shit in the hefty bag. That's it. That's the trash.
That's the trash. Straight up.
That's the trash. Yo.
Speaking of AEW, out of the talents being cut, who would benefit most being in AEW? Is that where Aleister Black should go?
Braun Strowman and Aleister Black will benefit the most, I think.
Those two.
Did you see? So on Twitter, right? Twitter is talking a lot about Aleister Black joining the Dark Order. How dope of a fit that would be. Ooh. The new leader, right?
I was guilty in saying it.
Hey,
Bullet Club have many leaders, right? Bullet Club have many leaders. Like, it's okay.
It was dope. The concept is there. Like, yeah, no doubt, they're kind of funky, they're kind of funny, they're kind of goofy, but they can be serious again. Look at John, right? Yeah. Hungy, him being a serious character, like with some serious dark tutelage, like really bringing the Dark Order dark again, right? That would be fun. It's a new direction. Why not? Yeah. Except Silver was like, we will only have one leader. We already have a leader. We don't need another leader.
Yeah, as soon as he said that, I dropped it. I was like, you know what? You're right. He's like, we had the best. We're not taking anyone else. I'm like, you know what? Facts.
What if it causes a division? What if it causes a schism in the Dark Order?
He could be the one to attack.
Someone's been reading my tweets, I see.
Yeah, I was trying to get it going.
Somebody had to read them, old school.
So go ahead, talk about it.
It might be one of us, but...
Go ahead, old school. So the schism, right? The division.
So schism, right? Like you could have Aleister force it to become serious, and in doing so, alienate a guy like John, right? Like he's going to become your babyface, love is love cult leader, right? You could get half of the guys to go with him. You have Anna Jay on his side. You have a Ruby or Heidi Lovelace or whatever name she's going to go by, join up to take on Anna. You have Braun there to be the heater. Right?
Let's book them all to AEW. Fuck it.
Yo, you split up Anna Jay and Tay Conti, right?
Yeah.
How crazy would it be if AEW signed all 6 of them?
That could be the start of Conti's single run, legitimate. Like,
yo, because right now she's on fire. Yo, by the way, I'm gonna take a left real quick. You guys saw the new line of toys that are coming out?
For AEW?
AEW's new line, right? Britt Baker, Tay Conti, what a couple other people.
Camel toe?
Yes.
The front and the back. Yo, have you seen Tay Conti's toy and how overly sexual it is?
Nah. Is it?
Her ass is fat. No, yo, it's not even.
I mean, I see no lies.
Those motherfuckers were horny. They were like, Tay Conti, baby got back. I know you dirty motherfuckers are all looking it up right now. all of you right now, stop watching the show. You picked up your phones and you looked up Tay Conti's booty. In the
How do you spell
toy.
Picante?
In the
I'm
toy.
spelling it wrong.
Oh, it has that teardrop effect.
Yo,
It has that teardrop effect. Good lord, that's crazy.
that one dude was like, no, I want to make this.
Because you know who designed it? Fucking -1, bro.
Yeah.
He knew what it was. That little man grew up in the ring.
He went from -1 to +1 real quick.
Come on now. You know that's like the baby he got a crush on. Come on now.
Yo, how about the leader of Dark Order Dark? I mean, is Aleister Black, and Dark Order Light is -1.
-1.
Hilarious. That's hilarious. It kind of be like a Peter Pan type shit.
Would you
He's the leader of the tribe?
He's the leader of the Lost Boys.
Yeah.
How much would you pay to see Aleister Black Mass -1?
Hey, they've done it in Japan. Ask Kenny Omega about that shit.
But like, say some wild shit like this being that bad, yo, it would be crazy.
Hey,
you want to get
send you
over
to your father.
Listen, when we have a world where it was possible for a father and son to be tag team champions, even though it hasn't been booked amazingly like it should be, anything's possible, bro. Anything's possible, and that's a beautiful thing. But you know what I want to know what's possible? We talked about these talents that got cut, but what about Tom Phillips, bro? Where does Tom Phillips blow up? Where does he belong?
Well, he said he
Where do you
wanted
wanna see
to.
him?
He wanted to be in the broadcast booth for sports. I believe college football was what I read.
Yeah, but is the wrestling world really gonna let him go?
Yeah.
Like, is he not that great of a talent that he should be somewhere silent?
No, he's that great of a talent, but I don't think anyone's gonna pick him up. I mean, to be honest, like AEW has their roster, and then he's out of budget for everyone else.
Because that's why they brought in Paul White. This is why they're bringing in Mark Henry. So it seems like they're willing to shuffle around. Not only that, but you also have Don Callis getting work done in AEW as well. I mean, I see, not for nothing, we keep mentioning this name of this promotion, but Impact. Impact would be a nice spot for Tom Phillips.
Can they afford him?
Especially as Don Callis moves on.
Yeah.
Right? Because I feel he's gonna legitimate go to AEW soon.
I think you talk about legitimize. Ooh, I like that you use that word. I would not put him at Impact. I just don't think that that's what Impact needs. I don't see him fitting there. I think somewhere he would be a doper fit would be MLW. You want to talk about MLW? You want to talk about former WWE talents helping elevate? I mean, like making that connection, legitimizing on TV. Somebody that knows TV very well, right? Someone that can really be.
Have a former WWE talent on the
commentating
team.
How y'all feel about it? Mike Striker? Matt Striker and D'Lo on Impact.
I think they do. I
they
think
work,
they're nice.
They work for Impact. Yeah.
Right.
They work for Impact, exactly. That's how I feel. I'm not blown away by them. I'm not, they work in that setting.
Which is why I say a name. This is why I say a name like Tom Phillips could shuffle things up a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It wouldn't be a bad thing. Because it's not like we're here talking about this is the best commentary team on the table. So why the fuck aren't we open for fucking business of shuffling things up? Especially in a situation when you see that the biggest company, number one, out here talking about they're not only cutting talent, but they're talking about selling. This is a moment to elevate your product.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Like this, you understand when you're at the number one spot and you make these type of tidal wave moves, it doesn't only affect you, it affects everybody coming down the ladder as well. In a positive way, not only a negative way. As long as they take advantage. If they're advantageous of the opportunity, that's when that happens.
But let's not get it twisted.
Okay.
All right. Tom Phillips is not going to do wrestling.
Yeah. Okay.
I think his skill set, and he sees it this way as well, because he said that he believes his storytelling that he picked up from WWE, which is kind of ironic based on what we know about creative WWE. But anyway, right? Him being able to adapt that into play-by-play is going to be a strong suit for him. And I think it is. And I think you go into sports, and I think that's where the money is. Look at Charlie Caruso and a number of other people that have made that move.
That's true.
Morrow is an executive
you want money?
Analyst and
go into sports. Go into the fake sports.
Scripted sports is where it's at, folks.
That's fair. That's fair.
That's where the money's at.
So we're saying that
where the money reside, baby. That's where you gotta go. You gotta go when the money reside. And the money reside is in especially college sports, bro. I mean,
a lot of money in college football.
Come on, man.
A lot of money in
That's where he's
Not
going.
for the kids. Not for the kids.
Not for the kids.
Not for the kids. Not if you play that shit. Although I heard there was gonna be a thing. I heard that was gonna change.
Yeah, like 2020, 28 or 2026. I think.
Yeah, but that's
start getting like a stipend.
But yeah, like 30% of it.
Yeah.
I hope it
It's like a stipend. I don't know.
I really hope it does.
But like,
I mean, listen, it's better than nothing.
70% they'll goes to university. 30% might go to the students.
Hey, that's not bad. It's better than it had before.